Hi there. This is a reading for the collective. Take what resonates, leave the rest. I came across a video, TikTok reading video the other day, and this woman talked about an obedient wound. So that kind of inspired this reading. I want to tap into like what's behind that obedient wound, to see like why it's there and how we can, if you resonate with what I'm about to say, how we can release that once and for all. So if you find yourself being a person who kind of likes to go by the rules, maybe you feel like you need to like be a little more serious about stuff instead of like letting loose and having fun. Like it feels like there needs to be an order to things, and you like if things get out of order, like maybe you're very routine, like that doesn't feel good for you. Maybe you found yourself at any point in your life where you felt like you needed to control situations or people. This feels like it's a childhood thing, and maybe different types of relationships has kind of heightened that aspect of like and brought more out of that for you. So yeah, like I say, I just want to kind of I ask spirit to get the whys behind the wound and how we can heal it and like let it go. So if you resonate with that, stick around for this reading. If not, then you can feel free to leave. So let's get into this. Thank you so very much for being here. I appreciate it. Ten of Swords. It feels like you're moving away from it, actually. You're kind of letting yourself go from that already. Like you're already in the process of doing that. The Magician. Yeah, that's good. Queen of Cups. I saw the Queen of Cups too. So, Ace of Pentacles. Wow. So the more that you kind of recognize that in the moment that you're, it feels very tight. Like maybe your body tenses up. You're like stiff. Like you're stiff, but your energy is very stiff. So when you get in those moments, like recognizing that more, and kind of loosening up a little bit, it's gonna help you, is what I meant to say. And I forgot, sorry. Okay, so Nine of Cups reversed. Yeah, so one of the things I forgot to say too with this wound, there's like a sense of perfection as well, like with the obedience. Like if you don't do things exactly right, you're very critical, or if they don't work out exactly right. Look at the Magician ended up showing up in the reading. If they don't work out exactly right, it's like the end of the world for you. Like, so there's something about home life that felt very like perfectionism to you. The Hierophant, wow. So for some of you, you might have had like an upbringing that was very religious. You don't have to resonate with that. Or if it's not that, like just very strict parents, very high expectations for you. Even if it didn't look like the typical sense as far as like hard work or, doing really well in school. Like I feel like there are expectations of, how you showed up. Oh, I thought that was the Queen of Cups. That's funny. How you showed up in the world, it was really high. Well, it was, I feel like for a lot of you, the way that your family expected you to show up was like how they showed up. So, that's part of the obedient wound for sure. There's a fear of disappointment as well. Like looking at this Eight of Pentacles, especially, like you've always been very, a very hard worker with everything that you put into, and you might have found yourself like sabotaging your efforts on purpose because you were afraid to fail at anything. So like maybe throughout your life, and I've talked about this recently, but in a different way actually, maybe throughout, so sorry, maybe throughout your life, you found yourself like, oh gosh, I lost my train of thought. 1 second. So I was saying how you've kind of self-sabotage. Oh, maybe you've done like, it took you a long time to figure out what it is you wanted to do with your life. Like nothing really stuck for you because you were, one, trying to make it perfect. Two, like there's something about you kind of doing what is expected or what you think people want from you. Maybe it's not even anything that anybody said. It's just like, I think this is what is supposed to, I'm supposed to be doing. And, so that's why those things didn't work out for you. Maybe now you're kind of doing what you want, like more of what you want. And I feel like it's not even just about work. It's just like living your life how you want it, period. I feel like you've spent a long time not knowing who you were and just kind of fitting in anywhere, like chameleon kind of energy, just to like appease other people, but because that's what you thought you were supposed to do, kind of thing. You've got really good energy too, and I think people sense that about you. And that, so part of your needing to control things is because you've had a lot of people try to control you. So instead of like it's like you were trying to take control of the situation and like do the toxic thing the other person was doing, instead of just saying, this isn't really for me, I gotta step away from this. Or setting boundaries. Like maybe you're better at setting boundaries now. That might be a thing you're working on as well. But yeah, like I'm really drawn specifically to this 8 of Pentacles because I just feel like you've spent a lot of your life just kind of doing it. Like she looks very, to me right now, looking at this card, she looks very melancholy, like, or well, not like a zombie, but just kind of going through the motions. Like, okay, I'm just here. She's kind of tuned out, she's got her earbuds in. She's just like doing the work for the sake of doing the work. And it kind of left you unfulfilled. Like maybe you thought, okay, if I was really good at this thing or these things or whatever, like it was going to fulfill you. But now you recognize like, nope, that was never going to do it because I'm just doing these things because other people want me to, or I feel like I need to, or whatever the case is for you. And I think it's actually multiple things. It's not just one thing. That's why I said what's behind the actual wound. It's a lot of different things. And, maybe somebody will resonate with one thing or the other, but I feel like for a lot of you, it's just going to be like, wow, yeah, that sounds about right. Like me. Okay. So we've got Taurus, Gemini, Virgo, and then double Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, coming through here. I feel like a lot of this group is very logical. Like, I feel like you've got the heart, like the Ace of Cups. I feel like you've always had heart. But I feel like you kind of, 4 of Wands. Look at that. That's beautiful. 6 of Pentacles. Yes. I feel like you've kind of always battled with more of the feeling stuff. Because I feel like in the past, it might have been too hard for you to deal with the feelings that you had. And I also feel, because of the focus you had on doing the right thing, you didn't have room to tap into the feelings of things, or the reasons behind what you were feeling or what was happening, or like, I don't know. But yeah, there's something very, there was something very closed off about you. Like, it's funny because I've been talking a lot about self-discovery, so you might have found yourself a long time kind of just going through the motions, like I was saying, and now you're kind of tapping into this energy that's always been there for you because you've put yourself in a safe environment, or you've just kind of been probably working, and or you've been working hard on your healing journey, and you're just like, okay, this is who I am, and I've just really got to embrace this beautiful, like all of it, like blending it together is what I'm seeing. Because, you know, there's nothing wrong. I've got chills. There's nothing wrong with wanting to do things right, or have a system of like rules for yourself that you abide by, or like that. It feels like morals are really important to you. Maybe that's really important in your family. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like you're kind of recognizing that, you know, you could go a little easier on it. Like you're not the police. Like this feels like people police or something like that. Like maybe you throughout a lot of your life, you know, you've kind of, and I've just been thinking about this today, that's funny, you've kind of like watched what other people are doing and kind of decided you thought what they were doing was wrong because of how you were raised, or how you know, what your rules are. But maybe you're starting to recognize like, okay, maybe my rules are a little too harsh, and maybe I got to give people grace because I'm not perfect, right? Like this perfection thing has really been coming up a lot lately. And, you know, for me, myself, I worked very hard to, you know, it took me a long time to kind of, when I created this space, the collective, it started off as Colette Reads Tarot. When I look back at who I used to be, I was still very much in that perfectionist energy, even though I had worked at it. And you know, with my videos and the messages I was giving to people. But now it's like, I'm not afraid to make a mistake. Like I'm human, right? But I feel like this has been coming up a lot because there's still some of that in there for me. So I definitely want to remove that. I don't pretend to be perfect. I know I'm very much flawed, and I don't, you know, nobody is perfect, nobody. So, you know, this is a big thing Spirit is highlighting on purpose, because we got to get rid of our ideas of perfectionism, you know, and just live our lives. That's the big message. You just got to live your life to the fullest, okay? So, where do we want to go from here? I'm feeling really drained all of a sudden. Like, so that piece right there, I feel like is really hard for you to just live your life. Like, it's like either everything's got to be planned out or thought out, or, yeah, you're just like, oh gosh, I got to get this, I got to do X, Y, Z in order to get this thing, or in order to make my next step, or what. Like, no, you just need to go with the flow more, okay? And relax. Everything's working out. I do feel like I want to come over here. Okay. Your desires are within reach. As I'm talking about that, look at that. And I feel like everything's okay. 444. I feel like the more that you embrace, see the humor. See, I was saying lighten up. I'm a very serious person, and sometimes when I get in my mood, I like can't laugh or joke or anything. It's just really, and this is tied to the obedient thing, right? Now I'm gonna lose what I was trying to say, the other thing, because that was like, whoa. 8. Now, maybe it'll come back around. Reality check. Okay, the more that you go with the flow, see, and I was just looking at this infinity symbol, the more Spirit is going to reward you, okay? And show you, like, everything's more than okay. Everything's awesome, okay? So some of you might have fought with, like, depression, anxiety, with that, like, seriousness aspect, for sure. And you might be fighting with it now. Like seeing the humor. You might be having a hard time finding the humor. You're ready. Look at that. You're ready to have your happiness. Part of the unfulfillment comes from that Nine of Cups, because you just, like, it felt like nothing was working for you. It felt like you were never going to be happy, right? And when you were in that old energy, you weren't, because you were catering to other people and what they thought you should do, and you were catering to this system that is completely outdated for you. Apathetic, wounded, unfulfilled. Look it, seriously. So, maybe something you've learned along your healing journey, I know I have, is that, like, work and money, you know, the things that a lot of people focus on and status, like they're not the most important thing. Like maybe you've always kind of felt that, but see, the humor came out. That's so funny. 33. So you might be seeing double digits too. But oh my God, I lost my train of thought again. So sorry. I mean, I'm not surprised, because what I'm trying to say is that it's like a lot. You've been carrying a lot here with 44, 33, 44. I can't. And I saw 444 too in this deck. Oh, that status isn't everything. Like, you might have always kind of known that deep down, but like you were living this life of, you know, if I do X, Y, Z, then I'm going to get everything that I want. No. You just got to exist and do, like, I see you kind of, what I see for you, what you were kind of doing before was that there was this straight path, and that you were just going to take the straight path and not, that's it. Like, we're just going forward. This path you're on now is kind of cool. It's giving like Alice in Wonderland vibes, but without like Alice being freaked out. Like, see, Alice was freaked out. Like, that's why I'm thinking about this, because she was lost, right? It's like almost getting lost in this, oh, chills everywhere. Lost on this path you're on. Like, hey, I'm walking down this way. This feels really good to me. Ooh, what's that over there? That's kind of cool. Let's go over here for now. This feels really good. For example, for me with the collective, I had this very strong idea when I started of what it looked like. And I feel like Spirit was always kind of the back of my head going, that's cute, but we're going to do way more than that. And the more that I opened up myself to new things, the better it felt for me, because when I was trying to fit it in this box, like, I didn't feel good when I got done doing XYZ, and I love what I do. I will always love this. So now that I'm going more with like, okay, this feels very important right now. Like, we need to focus on trauma. That's what we're really talking about a lot right now in self-discovery. That feels good right now. But I know that eventually we're going to be on to a different thing. Like, it's like being okay when Spirit throws a wrench in, and knowing that, you know, it's because there's something over here that you need to look at. There's something over here you need to do. We're done with this for now. Maybe we come back to it, but we're done with this for now. Let's come over here. So Spirit is definitely saying like you're ready because of like the work you're doing on yourself and that you've been doing. Like, I feel like unintentionally you have actually been working on this obedient wound thing. You're ready to have your wishes fulfilled, and all of them, like not just one, okay? But you're gaining momentum, and Spirit is encouraging you to keep moving forward along this path of self-discovery, chills, and this path of healing. And for a lot of you, you're healing a lot of like timelines, like familial stuff, and paving the way for the next generations, which is really beautiful. So yeah, you've always been very, see, it says brilliant, organized. Yeah, you might be a very organized person. Like I was saying, like it's got to look like this. But you're like, with the Two of Pentacles here, we're trying to find more balance with like work we're doing on ourselves, healing, right? Or actual physical work we have to do, or what, like it's not all dedicated to one area in your life. We got to branch out and do more, okay? We got to tap into more things that make us feel good. And look at, you're literally, I could get emotional from this. You're literally being cheered upon up there. That's so beautiful. They're so proud of you. You've done so good. A lot surrounding your heart chakra. I actually think this is red. I mean, it could be. Usually green is the heart. And I mean, the fact that she's on her heart, yeah, it feels really, well, yeah, emotions, healing. So yeah, that's beautiful. There's a lot of celebration for you, for all the healing that you've especially done on your heart space, okay? Very, very proud of you. So, Magician. Some of you are very connected to your crown and third eye chakra. Look at this, crown. Crown is very heavy. You might be getting new types of downloads or connecting to your gifts in a different way. Like this looks like the universe kind of thing. Like knowledge that like has always been there, kind of like the you that's always been there, but you weren't ready for it. You're ready now. Chills again. You've got the key to the castle, the key to the kingdom. You've got all the tools. Like you're ready for the next level. And part of it is stemming from the healing that you're doing, okay? And stepping into this version of yourself that's always been there. Look at, I just noticed 4, 4, 4, 4. 4s are very significant. That's like angels and guides coming forward. Untethered, disconnected, vulnerable, unaware. I feel like this is who you were. I feel like part of the obedient wound was being so accessible to other people and being like over here, like not being able to focus on one specific thing because you were so scattered and not being true to you, right? And trying to just help other people or being accessible, like I was saying to other people. And now you're just like, well, I'm standing in my business over here. I know who I am now, and this is part of me. This is what I'm going to do, and that's that. This is who I am, and I'm embracing that. That's really beautiful. There's a lot of fruits, and like this is like abundance for sure. Like this and this, totally beautiful. 2 of Pentacles reversed. Levity, perspective, wisdom, playful. Yeah, this is like you finding balance between and like understanding when it's called to be more serious and when you need to lighten up. And I feel like you're leaning more towards this like lighter, fun energy instead of the more seriousness, which is what Spirit wants you to do. Look at the infinity symbol again. It's weird because I feel like I need one more card for this. Archangel Michael. Like there's one more message for this one. This set of cards. And well, I'll get there. You are protected. You are safe within my bubble of light. You can proceed with confidence. I was about to say, you've got an ancestor upstairs really proud of you. Like protection is a thing, but I don't feel like it's that either. Confidence. Yes. Yes. So this is about you being confident in who you are in general, but maybe you have always been like a funny person, but maybe you didn't really share that a lot because you were afraid people were going to laugh at you or judge how you showed up in your humor. Like, yeah, there's something about, or like the playful energy, like being more childlike, being more vulnerable in that sense. I feel like your ancestors specifically are saying like it's okay to have fun and lighten up more. Like they're encouraging you to do that, okay? Especially then you got the Page of Cups. This is like your inner child too coming forward and saying, I really like how this feels. I really like where we're headed. I didn't like how that felt before with the seriousness and the controlling and the just trying to put ourselves in the box. Like I didn't feel free. I feel like your inner child is very free and celebrating you as well. This feels like, especially with the Ace of Cups on the bottom and the Four of Wands, that's beautiful. But I feel like this is like your cups overflowing, and there's a confidence with that too, with your like the love that you share with other people, like just that you are love, and it's so beautiful. It's always been beautiful, that heart of yours, and it's really shining right now. Faith, patience, excitement, relief. Yeah, you're on the right track already. Like this is probably just a like, yeah, maybe you needed to hear a lot of this message, but this is probably just confirmation of like what you already knew you were doing. Like you didn't know how to describe it. So here I am telling you, okay, this is what you're working on right in this moment. And again, I feel called to say when I said work, Spirit is saying, great job on all of the healing and stuff that you've done, but please make sure you are also celebrating with us and supporting yourself in you know, not just working, okay? Like that's still a thing that needs to be worked on, is not working all the time. Not working on yourself. You're amazing as you are. Reciprocity is a big thing. So that's probably, you might have found throughout your life, you've been an overgiver. Overachiever is coming up again, but it's like, when I say that, you're probably gonna be like, oh no, I didn't achieve anything. It's like, well, because you got stuck and you stopped yourself, you sabotaged yourself from excelling, okay? And actually some of that is because you were trying to appease other people and make sure that they felt good in their own skin instead of worrying about you. But so you might have been an overgiver and you're getting kind of in this energy now where you're like, okay, it's time for me to receive back what I've been giving out. And Spirit is saying, absolutely, we're going to give it to you and then some. And you're working on receiving from people in your life too, which is great. So now I just want to get the last couple messages from the universe. I can't right now with this message. You're being watched by loving eyes. I'm telling you. So you've got so proud. Honor thyself. So many proud ancestors, guides, spirits see me in their eyes. Love is the reason. I probably have to read that one too. Okay. So you're being watched by loving eyes. What if you're actually an ancient gladiator of love and joy who agreed to visit Earth during these primitive years to spark some new thinking, share a few smiles, and help others discover they are awesome? They too are awesome. Just saying, the universe. P.S. Up for a joust? Of course, with rubber thingies. Okay, that's giving like, what were the gladiator show? I can't think of the name of it, but it's giving that. Maybe you watched that when you were younger. I did. Some of you are probably doing what I'm doing and helping people that way, but you could be any form of helper is in the world. But one of the things you got to remember about being a helper is that you got to remember to disconnect yourself from like the results. This is something coming from that obedient wound too. It's like, okay, I know the answer and maybe I can give some of the answer or maybe I can give all the answer. But I got to respect that. Maybe that person's not ready to hear it, or maybe they've got to figure it out on their own. Like everybody learns different, right? It's just important that you be in this energy instead of getting in that critical energy of other people, okay? Honor thyself. Just curious, when was the last time you looked into a mirror and addressed yourself as gorgeous, magnificent, or sublime? It matters. Here's looking at you, gorgeous. The universe. P.S. Okay, hubba hubba counts. So actually, I've been doing affirmations every day. I haven't been doing it in the mirror. Maybe I got to do that too, but I've been doing them every day. I feel like Spirit is really asking you, like with that confidence piece too, is asking you to start getting in the habit of that if you're not doing that already. And maybe get in front of the mirror and do it too. See me in their eyes. Whenever conferring with another, either face-to-face or across the miles, whether a human being, departed spirit, or a sentient tree, always speak to the highest within them. Wow, I swear I can talk. It makes such a difference. Amen, the universe. Yeah, as if some trees weren't sentient. Glad you caught that. So actually, that's kind of funny with what I was saying over here at the end. It's very important that you start embodying, like, because you're already embodying this energy of love that you've always had within you. And like, you're a person who's just always kind of had that leadership within you. And this feels like tied to people in your life. It's not just like whoever it is out there that you help on a day-to-day basis or whatever you do, how often you do it, okay? You need to start embodying that leadership quality and get out of the ego, okay? Like, I know it's hard sometimes when you, like I was saying, like you know something, you want to share it, and you're like, hey, like I see you're coming from this energy instead of the love and joy piece, right? You're coming from a different energy that I'm not really a fan of. But Spirit is saying that, you know, part of your growth is that you do know better. You have healed those things. So, you know, what's most important is just how you show up in the world. You can't control how other people show up, right? So just be you, and you know, say whatever it is you need to say, but maybe your delivery is important, like how you. So this feels like part of the wound, like defensiveness. Instead of being defensive, maybe you stop for a minute and say, how can I respond to this in the right way, in a way that would feel good to me, right? How would I want to be talked to, okay? Because it feels kind of like a mirroring aspect where it's like, oh, well, I'm right, you're wrong. And we don't want to do that because that's not who we are. So anyway, that was a really good reading. Thank you so much for being here. Any likes, shares, comments, subscribers to my channel are super helpful. If you would like to donate to my channel, it's not expected but appreciated. I have CashApp, Venmo, and PayPal, and I will put it in the comments for you so you can see what they are. And then I'm only doing online bookings at this time. So if you want to book a reading with me one-on-one, I will put that link as well. And then it's $10 off any reading for the time being, online reading. And you don't need a coupon. You just take the money off when you pay me. So again, thank you for being here. Hope this helped.